Hello there. So in this video we're going to learn about Autodesk Fusion 360. Okay, so in the previous video we've learned about what we can do using the Fusion 360. Now let's familiarize ourselves with the workspace. Okay, so as you can see on top we've got a panel here about some of the toolboxes over here. Okay, so this one, it's written sketch. So let's see what happens when you press this one. So you can see you can create lines, and they literally tell you on the description, when you hover over them, so what can you do with that. Okay, so you put the you press the line, and then you can put it on a point, and then you can drag it and you can create your line. Okay, then you can create your 2-point rectangle, 3-point rectangle. We saw the 2-point rectangle in SketchUp, right, in the Google SketchUp. Then you can create your 2-point circle, 3-point circle, or center diameter circle, which is quite common. Then you can use the arc. It's kind of you have to play around with them, because at Autodesk Fusion 360 is really powerful. Okay, so you can create amazing 3D designs. Okay, and do you know why we create 3D designs? We create 3D designs because to check our prototypes, because we want to see like how good our component is, okay, or if the component would be feasible, just to make our intangible ideas into tangible products. Okay, so the first step is your 3D design, because you don't want to create a product in real life and see something's not working or not. So that's why we simulate, right? So it's kind of like a simulator. So Fusion 360 is really good in that. So the next one we have here, create. What we can do is basically modification tool. Okay, first one you sketch, and then you modify that, right? It's kind of simple. So here you can extrude. In the other one we saw the push and pull, right? So here you can extrude after putting a shape in there, and then you can create new component. You can revolve around, you can sweep, you can loft, you can rib web. Then you can create a hole on the component that you've got. Then you got thread, you can box, cylinder, all these ones, right? So you can also create patterns like rectangular patterns, circular patterns. Okay, so it's basically, for example, for multiple components in the same, right? So that's the thing. It's kind of amazing. And you can create mirrors, like you can create one side, and with the mirror tool you can this functionality will let you create just a simple similar mirror image for the other one. Okay, then you can thicken some of the components, then you can create different other meshes. Okay, then on the modification one you can press, pull, then fillet. These are amazing tools. Okay, so we're gonna look at them in the next few lessons. Okay, then you can assemble, like if you want to assemble two of them. Okay, so you've got a joint. Okay, then you can create a built-in joint. And another interesting thing to know is that this Fusion 360 Autodesk, they've created a massive vast amount of resources for you. Okay, so you could just go on here. So, and I'll show that to you, but let's learn the toolbox first. So construction, here you can see offset plane, a plane at an angle, then tangent plane, mid plane, whatever you want to create. Okay, so you need to have those components over there. And then you can inspect, you can measure, or you can put some interference, or do these analysis tools over here. Okay, which is kind of amazing. Then you can insert like pictures or whatever you want, depending on like whatever workspace you're using. Okay, then you can make a 3D print directly from the Fusion 360. Okay, so if you're connected with the printer, then you can send it to someone, other company, Proto Labs, then different websites, like they're partnered with Autodesk, so you can understand. Okay, now you can add in from here. Okay, you can add more plugins and stuff from here and from their app store, and this is how we can select the windows or the components. Okay, so these are our tools. Now here, this is our open workspace. We're going to create our components, our designs, our 3D prototypes over here. And here on the corner, as you can see, basically the camera angles. Okay, so the top angle, right angle, bottom angle. Okay, and if you press this one, it will bring you to your home. Okay, so this is X, Y, Z axis. Okay, and now let's look at some of the other workspaces. But before going there, what we're going to do is we're going to show you these things. So in the previous one we saw the orbit tool, right? So this is going to show you the orbit, like how you can rotate. So for example, you can rotate the workspace any way you like, right? So it's kind of amazing. Like I love Fusion 360. SketchUp is good, but SketchUp is not that powerful, you know, like however, so we can just pan it using just by pressing the circle on the basically the middle wheel on your mouse, okay, and then you can press it again. You can you know, rotate, whatever you want to do. The shortcut is better, okay, and it's amazing. Like, it's really nice. I love this thing. Then you can pan using this, or you know, you can look at different angles. You can zoom in, zoom out. Then you have your display settings. You can even you know, put some grids on top of your things from here, whatever you want, and then you can see multiple views together, in like top down, bottom down, all these views together, okay, which is kind of amazing, right? Like, you could see all these views in the same window. Like, your design can have all the things in just, you know, in the single screen. So this tool is really powerful. And here, as you can see, play button, so this will show you like how many components have you added and stuff. Now this browser menu will show you the you know, the components that you're adding in, the settings, then the origins of your thing. So when you press this light bulb, it will either show or unshow, okay, hide, okay, and here you can add in comments for different things. Now we've learned about the toolbox, we've learned all these things. Now let's look at this important feature over here. So this is the modeling workspace, and you can go to patch workspace, where you can, you know, create construction surfaces and repair surfaces geometry. Then you can go for sheet metal, so those workspaces suits particular sheets better. Then you can go into the render one, so here you can, you know, literally get material design on your thing, and then you can animate your workspace. You know, for example, you want to connect the 3D designs together. Let's say screw is going inside something and coming out, so you could show it through the animation, right? Then you could do the simulation directly, like how your you know, component would perform in a you know, like in a situation. Then CAM, okay, so this is the CAM workspace, so basically computer aided manufacturing, so you could literally manufacture it right away, okay, as you know, with if it's connected with the 3D printer. Then you can do either drawing from design or from animation, whatever, okay. So this is kind of nice, right? We're gonna have a look at them very soon. And on top here, as you can see, you can create new designs and save all of these things from here, and undo and redo, okay. And now this is the data panel. So here, as you can see, this is my login, Mario-san. So I have had these 3 designs done before. So I haven't done this one I downloaded, because as I told you before that you know, Autodesk has a vast amount of resources. You could just download them and, you know, work on it. You can learn it, you can work on it, okay. And so if you press it, it's going to open it up, okay. And you've already seen our Skippy, right? So this is the render version, this is the normal designs, okay. So first of all, let's open the this robot over here, the one we downloaded, okay. So it's taking a little bit of time, and as you know, these softwares are a little bit of, you know, they use a GPU, so it's kind of you know, they use a lot of power sometimes. And here, as you can see, these are the folders. You can create your own version of project. Then this is the demo version of project when you first start. And then if you need any help, you can come to this basic training over here. Then you can go to the samples. You can go anywhere, okay, for the design samples. Now, what I wanted to do was I wanted to show you some of the designs, right? So here's the data bit, there's the people bit. Then you can go back and you can search here for your data that you've been using, you've been working on, or you can even, you know, create a new project and then go there, okay. So there's a lot of resources like out there, okay, and you can even get people to work with you on the same thing, okay. You can invite them through this email over here, okay. So now without further ado, let's have a look at our design here, okay. So first of all, as you know, we need to have a look on the workspace, right? So there's let's look at the axis first. So as you can see, there's a red one, which is the x-axis, then we've got the z-axis, then we've got the y-axis, right? So first of all, let's rotate our robot, you see, and over here there's like this Adam Robotics decal. I put it on there, so it looks beautiful, right? This robot I've downloaded, and you can see the eyes over here, right? So it's beautiful. Yeah, maybe the robot isn't doesn't look that good because I have modified it a little bit just to learn, and which is really good, by the way, which it's really nice. And as you can see here, we're portraying the planes. Okay, now on the left side you can see on the browser where if I put this light off, you can see the design goes into the hidden mode, right? Then you can create the origins, hide them. You can create the joints and hide them. You can create the bodies and hide them, right? So depending on which one is what, okay? And you can get rid of the decals. See, the decals are hidden now, so let's get them back, okay? So these are just the workspace, and you see, as I told you in the beginning that when you press this play button, it's going to play from the beginning, right? So let's see, what does it play? Okay. You see the whole workspace, it's bringing out everything. It's gonna show you. You can even choose to change your views up. Okay, so it's taking a little bit of time because so if you want to cancel it like from this moment, what we could do is you could just hit ESC to abort this view. Okay, and it will get back to your previous screen. Okay. So let's rotate our robot. So this is how you can work with your robot in any workspace like this, okay? And we can go into the render workspace, okay? So let's give you a sneak peek of the render workspace. How does it look like, okay? So the render workspace is going to bring out this beautiful robot over here. You see how it looks different on the render workspace, right? So let's hide the origins. We don't really need the origins in this video. And your rendering could not be rendered because an error occurred. Check your font trying. Okay, so that was a notification for the gallery. Okay, I mean if you've had any pictures taken beforehand. So you see, this is a wide version, so that's why it's looking like this. You can even change your background. So how can we change the background? You can change the canvas. Okay, so let's press on the settings. Oops, not this one. I think it's here in this physical material appearance scene settings. Yeah, you can even change the scene. So for example, if we press go to the setup and we press the scene settings, right? So now the thing is, you might think that it's not here, but it is here. You need to look at these windows over here, right? So when you press this arrows, it's going to bring it out. Now you can choose a background to be a solid color or anything, whatever you want. Okay, then you can work on it from here. So for example, we've got some environment library, so it's going to put your robot in these environments. So for example, it's from the Fusion 360 library. You can bring it out. Okay, so let's look at the Crossroads. So you drag it and you bring it out. Okay, it takes sometimes a little bit of time because yeah, it needs the GPUs and stuff. So the Crossroads is basically like this. You see the shadow came in right away. You see the lights are changing. It's yeah. And yes, it's a little bit slow over here. So this is how you would be able to use the the settings, and you can change your setup menu over here. And then once you're done, you can get whatever you want. Okay, like the scene. So you can go for plaza, you can go for grids, you can go for the other ones. Okay, so at the moment it's not working properly in my computer, so you can play with it. Okay, so the best thing is to play around with it, because when you play around with it, you can learn. Okay, you can learn in a better way, because if you don't do that, you will not be able to actually understand. I mean, I can tell you hundreds and thousands of things, but if you don't do it, you're definitely going to forget it, right? So let's just face it, guys. So it would be better for you, so after every time you watch a video, you go and actually do the practical by yourself. Okay, and if you need any kind of help, you could email me, or you could just go onto Google. There's this thing called Google, right? So you could just go onto Google, and what you could do is you could just type in, let's say for example, you've had a problem, right? So for example, you're here and you don't know how to change the Workspace, right? So what do? You go to Google and you type in like how to change the workspace in Fusion 360. Okay, and when you do that, there's going to be a simple video or navigating workspaces. These are just like really easy stuff. Like it's going to be like for 1 second or 2 seconds videos or something. Very short video. I mean, not 1 or 2 seconds, but you can just go here and you see a lot of people had the same question. So one of the important purpose of my this course, creating this course, is to teach you how to use Google as well, because most of the engineers, what they do is they make use of the Google well, okay, like the technicians, the people, because people before you had the same problem, okay. I mean, there's not any new problems in the world. It's just everyone's going through the similar kind of problems, and they faced like you as well, right? So you might as well go to these and make use of their forums, okay, which is, you see, one change workspace. Some people might have some trouble. I mean, I might not have all the answers, right? So that's why you have to go back to your work and actually learn to use the forums, okay? That's how you learn, by working, okay? So thank you guys for watching. I hope this video provided value for you.